So before I was in the radio biz, I spent a lot of time on television. And, when you're on TV, you got to wear makeup, and I was 6 years every day, Monday to Friday, in the makeup chair.
Elias, you're looking so dapper.
Thank you very much, Mitsumi. And a shout out to Susan Morales and Lorraine, who were my makeup artists at the City TV when I was over there. Great makeup, and Lorraine was also at CTV. Great makeup artists. They did wonders on this face, I got to tell you. But when you're in TV and you got to wear makeup, sometimes you got to be on location. So we would get a makeup kit, for crying out loud, and I would do my own makeup, and I still have that kit at home. And there have been times where I'm about to head out and it's an important day where I'll take a little smidge and put a little makeup on. This is actually a trend in the industry. Beauty brands are targeting a new group of people. And let me tell you, well worth targeting. It's 50% of the population, men. So what's going on in the industry? How big is this? Men wanting to use beauty products like makeup. Let's speak to someone who's in the know. Devir Kahan is the CEO and founder of the men's makeup startup, Stryx. Devir, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks so much for having me on.
I hear you have a wonderful story about how you got into makeup and the beauty biz for men. Tell us more.
Yeah, sure. So this really all started the day of my wedding when, wouldn't you know, I woke up with a pimple or two on my face and just didn't really have anything to do about it, right? Which is ironic because there are so many makeup artists, there at weddings for the women. But nothing's really there for the men. And it got me thinking if it's not a wedding, it might be a date or a job interview, an important day, like you said, whatever it might be. There are all sorts of statistics I was seeing that more and more guys were using these products. And so I kind of thought, what would it look like if we built a cosmetic company for men from the ground up? I researched, designed, developed a concealer tool. It's really one of a kind, very discreet, looks kind of like a pen or a vape, I guess. And the same kind of philosophy we've applied to a full suite of products now, over 10 products that we kind of call functional cosmetics for men.
It's easier said than done. I would imagine starting up a company in this segment. There are a lot of companies, a lot of competitors. I know primarily they do a women's makeup and that kind of thing. But It must be tough. Tell me about some of the challenges.
Yeah, sure. Plenty. Yes, right at the beginning, this was something that we wanted to do very differently than what was out there on the market. So exactly like you're saying, there are plenty of brands that are producing products for women, but this category has really always historically been for women. So the product packaging, the branding, the formulations, everything top to bottom always had females in mind. And so we're kind of saying, okay, well, we want to do everything differently. So we were rejected from chemists and labs and manufacturers, like dozens turned us away just because what we wanted to do, I guess, was too complicated or ambitious or too different from what they wanted to do. Finally, we found a partner or two, and that was the biggest challenge at the outset, was really completely re-engineering, reformulating, redesigning these products in a way that really hadn't been done in the cosmetic industry before.
And how is the market reacting? Are men, grabbing hold of this? Are men really starting to buy makeup?
Yeah, I think I can speak from personal experience, just from the company Stryx itself. 70% of at this point our tens of thousands of customers have never used a cosmetic product before. So this is really a market that's definitely blowing up and rapidly growing. Major retailers in the U.S. are turning on to this as well. So we're in CVS currently nationwide with two other major retailers to be announced soon. So this is definitely a trend picking up, and there are tons of studies out from all sorts of major institutions, the Morning Consult, Mintel, Euromonitor, and depending on the exact way they're asking the questions, anywhere from 30 to 56% of guys are using these products either here and there or as part of their routine.
We're with Devir Kahan, CEO and founder of the men's makeup startup Stryx. So Devir, you mentioned how you started in this, wedding day, and you had the zits, the pimples. You wanted to take care of it. I think about myself when I was daily in TV. I was wearing makeup every day. Since then, it's been like a handful of times. When I've got that zit and I'm going out on a date, I'm like, okay, I might as well cover this up. So how are men using your products right now? Is it a every once in a blue moon, or is it a daily kind of thing?
Look, there's no right or wrong answer to that, right? There are guys that use most of our products every single day. There are guys that use some of our products every day, some of them only here and there. And there are some guys that, only use our concealer and use it, like once every so often. But then obviously there's everything in between. So there's really no right or wrong. What I always say for me in my personal life, right, this is about confidence. This is about being comfortable in your own skin, putting your best foot forward. So, yeah, when I'm just hanging around the house, maybe I'm not going to do it. But if I'm going somewhere important, or if I have a big meeting or a presentation, or, I'm getting dressed up to go out to dinner even with my wife, whatever it might be, and I want to look my best. So these are the sorts of products I would reach for. At the very least, we always say, and exactly like you could probably speak to, in case of emergency, you want to at least know that you have it. So, you stick it in your bag, whatever it is, and then it's there.
Okay, so let me ask you this. When I look at this, and it doesn't have to be for men. When I look at just the population in general and the focus on looks and appearance, I immediately think about Instagram and filters and how it's changing our ideals about what is beauty. Do you think that's playing into this? Or is there an Instagram factor here that's leading to men saying, okay, I'm going to wear makeup now?
I think there's no question that social media has contributed to the kind of rapid ascension here of these products. Again, for no other reason, right? Like you're saying, well, if you're going to be on camera, you want to know that you're looking your best. And these days, pretty much everyone is on camera all the time, so you always need to be camera ready. We kind of joke it's like photoshopping your pictures before they're even taken. There's definitely a component there. But again, for us, it's really about the most important thing is not meeting some beauty standard or handsome standard, right? But really just what's going to make you feel you're most comfortable and you're most confident.
Your makeup company, Stryx, Stryx, of course, a startup, starting out in this industry. What keeps you up at night as an entrepreneur when you think about the future of your company? Is it like, oh, geez, L'Oreal's going to come out with a line tomorrow, stuff like that? Well, as an entrepreneur in this market, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, boy. It's a small business that we run here, trying to do something pretty significant here. At the end of the day, it's really, we always say that our number one competitor is the stigma against these products. I think these larger companies, these incumbent brands, like you said, have tried this sort of a thing before. And it hasn't exactly worked because I don't really think they get the modern man, the modern guy, the same way that a smaller brand like we can. I think ultimately it's just hoping that the world and everyone kind of continues to culturally and socially move towards the acceptance of these products and the acceptance of the fact that it's a good and healthy and positive thing that anyone are doing things to give themselves more confidence and more comfort being themselves.
Two quick questions. Your product's available in Canada yet? Is that on the horizon if not?
We do ship to Canada, so Stryx.com will ship to Canada. No problem there.
And I have one, of course, is going to come up when we talk about makeup. I have a text message from a listener saying, are these products animal tested?
No, all cruelty-free, no animal testing whatsoever on any of our products ever.
All right. Well, listen, super interesting, Devir. I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Anytime. Thanks so much.
That's Devir Kahan, CEO and founder of the men's makeup startup Stryx, Stryx.